All right, welcome back to class. So today we're going to be working with equations written in slope-intercept form. Specifically, we're going to be writing them, coming up with them. Now, slope-intercept form, you see, is y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. And I put them in red here because those two red letters are going to have to be replaced by numbers in our final answer. Now, we've been working with slope-intercept form equations for quite a while. We've been graphing them. You know what they look like. Y equals 3x minus 2, y equals 1/2 x plus 4, something like that, right? That's a equation of a line written in slope-intercept form. So now all we're going to do today is we're going to get some information and we have to make it look like that. So let's go ahead and do it. This first page is going to be really, really easy, all right? Remember, the m is the slope and the b is the y-intercept. So in this in this problem, the first one, it tells us that the slope is 5 and the y-intercept is 15. So this is just going to be y equals 5x plus 15. That's it. As easy as that. No problem. Let's do the next one. Ooh, next one, that's a nasty looking slope and y-intercept there. I mean, that looks crazy, but it doesn't matter. The steps are the same. The slope goes before the x. Y equals negative 27.6x. And then the y-intercept is at the end, plus 32.765. Easy as that, right? And you're thinking, wow, this is really easy. And yeah, that part was, but this is going to get more difficult because this time we're given a slope, but we're not given the y-intercept. Instead, we're just given a point. So I want an equation of a line with a slope of 5 through the point 3,9. And this is going to get more difficult and more tricky. So let's start with what we know. I'm going to write down the equation, y equals mx plus b. And let's just substitute in what we know. The m is the slope. I know the slope is 5. I know my x is 3 from the ordered pair. The x comes first and then the y. So I know my x is 3. I know my y value is 9. And now we can solve this for b. So 3 times 5 is going to be 15. So what I've got is 9 equals 15 plus b. And how do we solve this? Just subtract the 15. We're going to get negative 6 is equal to b. Now we're ready to sub and write our final answer. Y equals mx, the slope comes first, 5x plus b, which we found was negative 6. So it's just y equals 5x minus 6. Easy. Awesome. Let's do it again. Slope of 4 through the point 2, 8. Y equals mx plus b. Okay, so substitute in the 4 for the m and the 2 for the x and the 8 for the y. Okay, so this is going to be 8 equals 8 plus b. Subtract the 8 over, and we're going to get 0 equals b. So now to write this in slope-intercept form, y equals mx. The m is our slope, which we already knew from up there, so that's going to be 4x plus b, which was 0, which we found. Now, we don't really need that plus 0 at the end. The best way to write this would just be y equals 4x. Okay. So that's not bad. Let's do a couple more real quick. Y equals mx plus b. And we know that our slope is negative 3. And our x is 2. And our y is 12, coming back from this point up here, the x and the y. Okay, so let's simplify this. 3 times negative 2, negative 3 times 2 is negative 6 plus b is equal to 12. So let's just add the 6 over plus 6, and we see that 18 is equal to b. So we've got y equals negative 3x and a positive 18 for our slope, or for our y-intercept, I'm sorry. Let's do it again. Y equals mx x plus b. And our slope is our m. That's going to be negative 1/2. Our x and y, our x is going to be 6. And our y is going to be negative 8. So 1/2, negative 1/2 times 6, that's going to be negative 3. Plus b is equal to negative 8. Let's just add the 3 over. Negative 5 is equal to b. So now let's plug these back in. And remember what I said back at the beginning. We just need to replace the m and the b, the red letters over in that equation. So y equals, the m was the slope, which it told us at the beginning, x, plus, the b is negative 5. So instead of plus negative 5, let's just write negative 5. And that's our equation. Slope-intercept form, right? We could easily graph that. And you're thinking, okay, it's not too bad yet. Okay. Now it's really going to get more challenging, because at first, let's go back to where we were at first. At first, it was easy. We were told a slope and a y-intercept. All we had to do was plug those points in. The next thing that we were given was a slope and a point, and that wasn't bad. Sub all of those in, sub the slope in, sub the point in, and we can figure out what b is. This time, though, we're not given a y-intercept, and we're not given a slope either. So we're going to have to do an additional step before we get to where last problem started. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to find the slope between these 2 points. So remember, y's go on top, x's go on the bottom. So I've got 18 minus 12 on top and 4 minus 2 on the bottom. Again, we are finding the slope. Y minus y over x minus x. Connecting the y's on the top, the x's on the bottom. And let's see what we have. 18 minus 12 is 6. 4 minus 2 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So we've just found the slope. That's awesome. That's what the m is. Okay? Now, what we have to do is we're going to have to sub this back in. Y equals mx plus b. And we know that our slope is 3. That's great. But now I need an x and a y. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to those points that we used for the slope, and I need to choose one of those, either 418 or 212. Whichever one you think looks easiest, you can't be wrong. So I'm going to use the 212 just because those numbers are a little bit smaller. So the 2 is my x and the 12 is my y. So I've got 12 equals 3 times 2 plus b. 3 times 2 is 6. So I'm going to subtract the 6 over. And I'm going to get 6 equals 12 minus 6 is 6. 6 equals b. So our equation is y equals m, which was 3, which we already found up there, 3x plus b plus 6. That is our equation. So first thing we had to do was find the slope, and then we had to sub it in with an x and a y and solve it. Let's look at the next one. I'm going to erase what's up above just so that I have enough room to write this out. Okay, so again, we're given 2 points but no slope. So let's just find the slope, and remember how we're going to do that. Put the y's on top and the x's on the bottom. Y minus y, 18 minus, make sure you're careful with this one, negative 4, and 3 minus 14. Okay, on the top, minus negative 4, that's going to be a plus 4. So 18 plus 4 is going to be 22. And on the bottom, 3 minus 14 is going to be negative 11. And this is going to simplify. 22 divided by negative 11 is going to be 2. That's our slope. That's our m. So let's write this over here. Y equals mx plus b. And our m is negative 2. Okay, now we need an x and a y. So come back up here and choose whichever ones look easiest. I like that first one. Everything's positive. I think that looks easiest. So my x is 3, and my y is 14. Okay, so let's simplify this. Negative 2 times 3 is going to be 6, plus b equals 14. Subtract the 6 over, and we're going to get 8 equals b. Okay, so now I am ready to plug these back in to this equation, y equals mx plus b. Remember, all I'm doing is substituting in for those red letters. So we've got y equals m, which is the slope, which we found right there, negative 2x, plus our b we found was 8. So that is our equation. Y equals negative 2x plus 8. I know you've got this. Good luck.